I reached one of the, quote, most important problems this century without knowing it. The problem, it seems, is the blue area here. To understand how I reached this point, we must rewind to the Sustainable Development Goal number 1, ending poverty. I asked myself, was ending poverty by 2030 ever a realistic goal? And reached one of the most important problems of this century without knowing it. Starting point. I learned that by 2030, 800 million people are expected to live in extreme poverty. How is that possible when we said we'd end it? I still don't know. But let's specify the question with a quiz. Where will the extremely poor people live? Is it in 1. East Asia, 2. South Asia, or 3. Sub-Saharan Africa? We've already looked at the answer. The blue area here are the Sub-Saharan Africa. Some world regions like Europe, North America, and Latin America are thin as a pancake. When you look at it like this instead, you see that the total number of people living in extreme poverty have decreased by about 1.5 billion people, and that the majority used to live in South and East Asia. India and China mainly, but also Indonesia, Bangladesh, and the Philippines. Those two big ones, India and China, now hold about 35% of the world's population, and they're now similar to the pancake continents. And that's huge! By 2040, the unquestionable majority of people living in extreme poverty will have their homes in Sub-Saharan Africa. In 2021, the estimated population of the African continent was 1.1 billion people. By 2040, or about 2 billion newborns worldwide that decade, 1.3 billion will be born on the African continent. In Africa, by 2050, the population are likely to more than double to about 2.5 billion people, and about a third of them are estimated to live below the international poverty line set to $3 per day as of today. Thus, lifting these countries out of poverty is what is meant by ending all extreme poverty by 2030. So how then could these countries escape poverty? I thought my shallow understanding on the demographic transition and the Malthusian trap would be enough, but of course it wasn't. So I wanted to know how the UN reasoned when we said we'd eradicate extreme poverty, and then missing the goal by about 800 million people. And I'm just curious. It seems as if we used the trends shown in the decades before that. You know, this one, this substantial reduction by 1.5 billion people, and thought it applicable to all poverty, always. That was not the case. China and India's growth weren't contagious. So can't African countries just replicate what China did? The answer is no, as far as I understand it. But why? I'm not at this moment sure. But without knowing it, with my research, I reached what Hannah Rich, one of the co-workers on Our World in Data, names one of the most important problems this century. She gives an answer in the title, sort of. Increasing agricultural productivity across Sub-Saharan Africa is one of the most important problems this century. So important, I'll make a video about it for next week. Thank you for watching. Bye.